Hey guys, how you doing? Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. For some reason, the iPad is really close, and I don't know why that is. It's kind of weird. So let me see if I can fix it. Push it back some. There we go. That's much better. Too close. If you are watching this live, welcome. Hi, Maddie. If you're watching this in the future on my YouTube channel, please subscribe to the channel. Please like all my videos. That would be great. Hey, Kelly. And this is a 99% clairvoyant reading. Pretty much 100%. Yep. So, hey, Kathy. How's it going? So we'll see who pops on. There's some cool stuff going on, and we'll see what happens. See how everybody is doing. See how everybody's doing. Got a new ring light. Hi, Liz. So I don't have to use hey, Susan, the above light anymore. So I have my own ring light now. I'm very, very happy about that. So yeah. Next, I'm going to get a microphone and something else to do to do podcasts with. Yeah. Kathy, I'm good. Hello, Jamie. Do you like the lighting? Yep. I got myself a ring light. Hi, Holly. How are you? I'm glad you like the event every Thursday at 3. Hello, Sister Martha Hobart. What's going on in Colorado? Yeah. Hi, Suze. How are you? Hello, Blake. How are you, my friend? How's things going? Hello, Emily. Hello, hello, hello. And namaste, Laura. How are you? Everybody's here. Getting everybody in here really quick. That's awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. So there's all kinds of stuff to talk about. So we're gonna start out a little intense, and then we're gonna be into the cool stuff. I know you're watching me, Martha. Hi, Trace Parker. What's up, girl? Yes, my sister's watching live. Yes. So, hello, Chrissy. How's it going? Happy to see you too. I'm here every Thursday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Hello, Allison. Hello, hello. Yeah, Bailey got a bath this morning for the first time in like 3 months. He needed a bath so bad. I called to get him in tomorrow, and they said we're a little bit packed tomorrow. And I said, how about now? It was at 9:30 in the morning, and Bailey was running around. I said, sure. Hey, Carly. So he went to the groomers, got his body all washed, and he smells good. Got his snout all washed from his sleepy tears. Yeah, so it's good. Hey, Chris, how are you? Yeah, you got his toenails done. No more click on my tile floor. Heaven, just heaven. Heaven, I'm telling you. Okay, so Spirit wants to talk. So Chrissy, what's up with the black hearts? Just wondered about that. Could you give me purple hearts or like red hearts or something besides black? Chris, I'm glad you're doing amazing lately. Hey, Lee. Thank you for joining me. He's ready for a pageant. Exactly, Jamie. An 18-year-old Italian Greyhound pageant. Right now, he's fast asleep. You know, fast asleep. Had his food, and he's fast asleep. So, a dog's life, right? Okay, so, first Spirit wants to talk about is that, how are we going to do this? We're going to split it up, he says. Okay, so that makes sense. Hi, Paula. There you go, Chrissy. All right, Chris, that's awesome. Oh, I see, because you're tattoo world. Got you. Hey, Molly. How are you? Thanks for joining me. Martha's watching this live, too. It's kind of cool. So, okay, so we're gonna split this up because it kind of goes together, okay? I mean, let's talk about one thing, which is there's so much energy going on at the moment, right? And last week, I knew was a turning point. I just didn't know how or why. I know that the violet flame came to me. You guys saw it during last week's Coaching for the Soul. I think that's what it was. Oh no, it was 2222. Well, I know. 2222 was an ending point for our soul journey to this time in our life. This week, we get to choose a new journey, all right? So you should have had some type of clearing last week. You should have had some type of push forward and making the declaration. Spirit says that, okay, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. Now, Spirit and I have been talking about all the month of February, right? About February 1st till the first week of May, asking for what we want. Hey, Kelly, right? Right? Making those declarations, setting those intentions that everything is going to come to fruition by the first week of May, but you've got to think about it in your mind. You've got to picture it in your mind. You have to think about it in your mind. You have to believe that it's already yours, which is not easy to do. Trust me, been there, done that. But now I do know that my house is my house in Hawaii, okay? So last week, and this is what's so phenomenal, because I did not know this. I asked Spirit about the last 2 weeks, like WTF, right? Like, what the heck is going on? All of a sudden, we get the white light showing up in a picture, right? The beam of light coming out of the top of my head, my crown chakra. And then last week on that Tuesday, doing the 22222 broadcast, and the picture showing all of the violet flame, the violet light coming out of somewhere, and hitting me. Hi, Lorraine. And it wrapping around my neck and things like that. So I was curious what happened the last 2 weeks. So I had to sit down and had a conversation, right? Okay, I don't understand what's going on, because I do feel different. I do feel this year has been a propulsion year for me, like Spirit has told all of us, right? That everything that we have wanted for the past 2 years, because it has been on hold because of COVID, meant to happen, change people's lives, put our priorities in place, things like that, get our mind straight, Spirit says, have all happened pretty much for all of us. Hey, Shelly, now all the things that were backed up in 20 and 2021 are coming to us between February the 1st and the first week of May. Now, that does not mean that you cannot still ask and set your intention for what you want now. And it will materialize either, hey Deldon, it will either materialize before May the 1st, but if it takes longer for it to manifest, it will be fall, all right? So, with last week's shift from 22222, right? Huge portal. I mean, everybody felt it. They felt this big boom. Hey, Liz. Hey, you felt this big, either it was a catastrophe or you felt it was this energy just lifting you up and moving you forward, or it was changing the way that you think, changing how you slept. The sleeping part has been difficult for me. I can't sleep at all anymore, right? So that energy shift, that movement forward, absolutely is pushing all of us to our destiny. Now, soul journey, I didn't know this until last week, right? I had no idea about this until last week. that because 22222 is such a massive portal, such a huge shift in energy, up, okay? Raising that vibration, raising that frequency higher to get you into the realm of fourth and fifth dimension. So I did not know that your soul journey, your soul contract, right, ended on that date. It ended on that date, all right? So this is the week, next week too, Spirit says, is about, okay, what do I want? If you are young, what do I want? Because you had a really short soul contract. Now those of us old folks, we had a longer soul contract for the first dimension of our lives, Spirit says. Now it is now we have the ability to choose what we want forward. Now, I know for me, 2018 was a huge year. That's when they told me about Hawaii. That's when they told me about Maui. That's when they told me we're going to move. That's when they took my black car and totaled it so I could get the white car for Maui. It's been 4 years, which is ridiculously quick. Hey, Karen. So for me, it's such a huge move, and it is such a huge raising of my vibration and me cracking off all of the, what do I want to say, controls. I would say, he's showing me M&Ms to get to the peanut in the middle, cracking off the outside so you can have that right there, all right? Which is kind of interesting. But it makes sense. Totally makes sense. Because you want the nut. Hey, Kirby. So understand, guys, that now is our time to truly, when things come to us, ask why. Why am I thinking about that? Why am I thinking about this? Why do I feel like this, Spirit? What is that right there? What is that right there? Because he's saying, as you ask those questions, you contribute to the next chapter of your soul journey. It's huge. It's huge. I didn't know that. I mean, I'm like, what the hell is that about? And I'm like, that is so freaking cool that all of us chose to be here at this time, at this moment, so that we can leave the confines, the stuff from behind from our life, right? Even past life, Spirit says. You are actually able to shed past life difficulties, past life humanity, he says. And you get to start anew with all of this humanness, all of this knowledge, but less of the baggage. Hey, Barb. Now, I know that some people will choose not to move forward yet. They'll have to wait till the next turnaround. When is that? No idea. But they chose, hi Sherry, but they chose, okay, I'll watch it later, YouTube. Like it and share it and all that good stuff. But understanding that, hey Joe, understanding that we get to contribute, we get to decide, we get to have a conversation with Spirit about what we want to do in the future. What we want to do in the future. What do you want to do? And Spirit and I have had this conversation with you for over a month and a half. What do you want? What do you want? Decide what you want. Daydream. Put it in your mind. Sit there. Sit in quiet. Just sit in quiet. There's so many answers in quiet. That's when they can connect to you. That's when they can actually have a conversation with you. And gosh, please, talk back. Talk out loud back. Right? Ask them, what's that right there? What is that right there? Who's talking to me at the moment? What is this going on? All those kinds of things. It's important. Because as we raise our vibration, right? And it's going to freak some people out. I'm going to guarantee you they're not watching Coaching for the Soul, but there's people who do not, who are on this journey alone by themselves and don't really know what the hell is going on, or they might follow someone else, which is fine, right? But they may not be getting the information to them as soon. Maybe they're not as dedicated, whatever, right? But understanding that as we go forward, we're going to have more WTF moments than I think we've ever had in our lives because of the energy shift, because of who we're supposed to be. And we're going to get there no matter what, like that. I'm telling you, by 2030, we're going to be different human beings. By 2025, we are going to be totally different humans. Hey, Michelle, totally different humans. And that's what's so exciting for me, being 62, right? I mean, come on. How much time I got left? About 25, 30 years. Cool. I'm going to make the best of every single moment of that time. Everything. Now, this kind of ties in with the next part, and we're going to go back to this part too. So, understanding that you can't live in both dimensions. You can't do it. You cannot live in both dimensions. And I know people, and I've talked to people who don't understand that you can't have a person in your life who treats you like a dog, but you love them, and they keep sniffing around, and you might give them some attention after they've treated you like a dog, and because your feelings for them, you allow them to sniff around like a dog. Maybe have a little bit of tit-to-tat here, a little tit-to-tat there, and it's no big deal, you don't think. Well, guess what? If you're asking for what you want and you're not getting it, you're living in deep 3D. Can't do it. My ears are so ringing right now. Understanding, you cannot divorce a person, let's say, then allow that person to sneak in and out of your house. Oh, but they do such great things for me now. Well, they didn't do it for you for 20 years before. Why all of a sudden now? Because they're old and scared. Because you divorced them. Maybe she divorced you. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Where all of a sudden, hey, Kathy Mooney. So all of a sudden, you are torn between, then you find out that he has a girlfriend or boyfriend. Maybe that's who she has. Got a boyfriend now. He's got a girlfriend now. That you didn't know about when you were letting him sneak around. Hey, Pamela. But then the universe is conspiring to move you forward. All in all, you're still wrapped up in your dysfunction. Hey, Carol. How are you? It doesn't work, guys. It doesn't work. Like Spirit said a minute ago, that there's going to be another round of up-leveling because those people aren't on the train. I know. He said they got 1 foot on the train and 1 foot on the ground. No, you can't. You can't do it. Because they're going to pull you along and dragging your feet along with the train. And then you wonder and you whimper and you cry and you beat yourself up. Why am I not getting what I want? Because you can't live in 2 dimensions. You can't lead the same life you led before and get what you want up here. Because you're never going to get up there. You'll feel like you are until you start to go, how come I'm not getting what I want? And I ask that person, and I ask that person, and I ask that person. I don't understand how come no one can tell me why I'm not. Well, guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Can't do it. I know that from my personal experience. That as soon as I made that shift in 2021, not even knowing it, they did it. Tammy Braswell came into my life in a year ago this week, I think, or next week. Because they brought it to me to get me to the higher dimensional energy so that we can move, so Maui will appear and show itself. And it is. It truly is. But I can look back and think, because I didn't know. There's no one to tell me that. There's no one to tell me anything about anything. So that's why when Spirit tells me these things, that you can't live in both dimensions. You can't. You can't. It's impossible to do. You may think that it's okay because you're needy, because you need that affirmation. Well, again, as Spirit has said before, you got to get rid of your stuff. How to get rid of your stuff? Steve Noble Guided Meditations. Why? Because they're 3rd dimensional meditations to help you shed that 3rd dimensional energy. And if you're not doing it, guess what? You may not make the next round. If you're not changing the narrative in your head about who you believe you are, hey, Stephanie, it's all about doing the work. It isn't even about how bad you want it. It's about, okay, are you tired of feeling like crap? Are you tired of not getting what you want? Are you tired of being down here? Are you tired? Everybody's tired. I mean, the last 2 years have been exhausting for everybody. As it was meant to be. So that human, hi Shannon, so human, right, can go WTF. And if you're watching Coaching for the Soul, you already know what the WTF is. It's that we got to get out of our own way. We have to stop ourselves from listening to our negative ego. We have to stop ourselves from beating ourselves up in our head for something that doesn't matter. Because guess what? Over lifetimes, you've done it. Well, as of last week, guess what? That shit's gone. But negative ego doesn't know that. Doesn't know that it's gone. It doesn't know that it's gone. So it keeps on the narrative. But the narrative shouldn't stick if you let it go. And most people did let it go. They don't know what happened. All of a sudden they feel a different energy. They feel a different shift. They feel a different everything. And if they're not feeling that shift, then guess what? They're not doing the work. They're sitting amongst themselves and they're whining and they're feeling bad about themselves and I just don't know what I need to do. You need to take care of your stuff. You need to let your stuff go. Well, Bill, how do I do that? Well, guess what? Spirit, I need you to help me with this. Not God, because God's busy right now, right? There's a lot of stuff going on. Your guides are with you every single lifetime. They never change. They never change. And today's a 3-3 portal. 3s are about abundance. 3s are about moving forward. 3s are about everything that you want coming true. And it's today, 3-3. But do you feel the energy? Have you done your stuff? Have you asked Spirit, why do I feel weird today? What's this energy going on, Spirit? Have you had that conversation with your guides? If you have, awesome. If you haven't, why not? And if you haven't done that enough, guess what? Start. So when the next round of upswings come, you get to be part of it. Instead of being left in the dust with the bottom feeders, with the people who don't have a clue who they're supposed to be this lifetime. Because guess what? It's not your destiny. It is not your destiny. Your negative ego may think that. Poor me. I did this. I don't get what I want. I don't get this. I don't understand. Well, guess what? Spirit will say this with a freaking foghorn, right? With a big old huge thing. What you want can't get through the negative energy because you are too negative. Feeling sorry for yourself. I don't understand. You're not supposed to freaking understand. You're supposed to be the one who goes, okay, Spirit, I need you to help me with this. Because guess what? You can't do it on your own. And God's busy right now. If you want to talk to God, talk to the souls, to your spirits that have been with you since you came to the planet centuries ago. Understanding that you chose to be here at this time at your age. It's true. And if you choose not to do it, well, you don't worst enemy, which is third dimensional energy, right? And for 12,000 years, human has been in that energy for just beating ourselves up, not understanding why me, why me, why me. Well, guess what? Change it. If I can change it, you can change it. Because trust me, the 10,000-year-old Capricorn, hey, Sherry, I was good at that.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you mean by, hey, Siri, I was good at that. How about a web search for it?
Every single week. It's a little bit late this week. Usually it comes at the beginning. That tells you how much energy is in my house, right? Thank you, Sherry. Hey, Teresa. There's prime indication that Spirit's in the house, right? So we have to understand that. We have to understand that if we're going to move forward, that we've got to stop the narrative in our head. Got to. Negative ego has run your life for centuries, for lifetimes. And guess what? Guess what? That came to the end for most people last week. Who could tell though with the 222 stuff? I mean, my God, last week was exhausting for me. Just exhausting. With the violent flame and Tammy's doing her chakra stuff. I mean, how much can a body take after 10,000 years, right? But it was a good thing, because as your body recovers, because it's in lighter weight energy, and it feeds on it, and all of a sudden the things that used to bother you no longer bother you, because guess what? You're doing your work. You're focused in on your spirituality. You're actually going, I'm contributing a lot to the negative energy that I carry. Hello, Haley. Who's here? Who's here? And that doesn't work. Not if you're going to be happy. I know. Spirit is going, you think you're invisible in 3D? Ha! Wait till we get to high 4 into 5. Your life's going to suck. So you have to do the work. And then when things don't bother you anymore, you go, wow, that doesn't bother me at all. Or something hits you, right? And you correct it like that. You say something and you apologize like that. Then you give yourself props. Shh, look at how much I've grown. That's crazy. I would have never apologized for that. I can't believe, I don't even think like that anymore. I can't even think about saying that anymore. That's because you've allowed your spirit guides, your guardian angels, the universe, right? This big, huge, massive ball of energy to lift your butt up without you even knowing. Feel the shift. And like Spirit said in January, February is going to be a launch pad. It's going to be a launch pad. And it truly was. Now we understand why. Because our past life journey was coming to an end. And our new one's beginning in March. Tell you. That makes sense to me, that why Spirit is saying, okay, ask what you want. Get your thoughts in your mind. Get those pictures in your mind. Daydream. Decide what you want to have. And when you get the negative feelings, well, I don't think that's going to happen. That's when you do your self-talk out loud. Never in your head. Talk out loud. No, Bill, we got to stop thinking like that, because we can have anything that we want. Because you can. That's just it. You can have anything that you want. The hell do you want? And if you're going to say to me, I'd like peace and prosperity, what does that look like? Peace is what? Prosperity is what? Give me a dollar amount. What kind of peace do you want? What are you doing to get yourself out of that energy that you can control? Are you waiting on something to happen? Spirit has always said to me in my journey that the best way, Bill, for you to receive what you want is to live your life normally. What's normally? Now I understand. At a higher dimensional energy. Because I was living my life before and struggling and trying to understand. That's the problem, is trying to understand instead of allowing it to come to me. The more that you work on something to try to fix it, the more that you work on something that you want, the more that you work on something. I talked to people this week who are like, yeah, I'm gonna try to get my business off the ground. Well, have you asked them if that's a good idea right now? No, I know that I need to do it. Really? Think you know how to do it, huh? Okay. Well, let me know how it goes in 6 months. Because unless you've got them enlisted in your future, your spirit guides, you ain't going nowhere. And if you do go somewhere, it's going to be this much instead of this much. We are going into 4th and 5th dimensional energy, which is about spiritual uplifting. We're going to be surviving on that. Or I should say living on that. We're not going to be surviving in 3D. We're not going to be surviving in 3D. Because that's all human has done for century upon century upon century, is survived, while a few live. No. Flip that baby around, baby. Flip it around. It's about the masses now. And that's why COVID was worldwide. That's why some people died, some people didn't. Some people didn't die. Some people got vaccinated, most people did. Others did not. Hi, Darlene. As we're coming out of it, as we're coming out of COVID now, the sky's the freaking limit. Last year in summer was pretty good. It was a pretty good spring and summer because everybody felt free. And for me, it was a huge trajectory into the future. And I showed it on Coaching for the Soul. What we need to do to get there. How are we going to work it out? What do we need to ask for? How do we need to ask? Because when you do that, guess what happens? You start receiving. And you can have one bad day a couple hours a week. If you have more than that, you got to ask yourself why. Why do I feel so crappy? Why this morning I woke up and I was not feeling it. Not feeling it at all. Not at all. And I had to do my self-talk. Come on, Bill, stop this. This isn't going to get you anywhere. Oh my God, I know, but I just feel, I just want to go away by myself. It's a lot to take care of Bailey. Every day, all day, every week, all week. I don't love him to death, but he's a lot. Lee, great person. Gets better every day. But sometimes he needs me to take care of him. And I can't, and I'm getting to the point where I can't take care of him too. So emotionally, right? Physically also. It's tough. My days are busy. And he sometimes doesn't understand that. But I think he's getting it. Why? Because he's moving up too. Having these epiphanies, I believe. Would he ever talk about it? No. But I can sense things are different. He meditated the other night. What? He was sitting in the purple chair with his buds in, and he was kind of watching TV, and he's doing this meditation. I'm like, what are you listening to? Because he kind of like started to chill. What are you listening to? Oh, I'm doing a meditation. I'm like, you? A meditation? Huh? What's that about? And he got done. And I said, well, how was it? I don't like the way that I don't like the guy's voice. Well, that's important. You got to like the person who's talking. So you can settle in and have good meditation. But for him to meditate, so when people start changing their behaviors, give them props. Give them props. Because it's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah, Teresa, I know that that's going on too. It's kind of silly. But I don't worry about it. I don't worry about it. I don't want anybody to have to choose. So, thanks for being here. Okay. Okay. How many times do you look at yourself in the mirror, wherever, and tell yourself how good you're doing? The good things that have changed. How many times, if you haven't looked in the mirror and you're rocking down the street, right, going someplace, and that person who cut you off didn't bother you. That person who was on your tail doesn't bother you. The person who blah, blah, blah doesn't bother you. When you're sitting in the drive-thru trying to get through some food or whatever, and guess what? It doesn't bother you. Because I'm telling you what, the number one thing that Spirit talks about with a lot of people is frustration. Frustration is very third dimensional. Why are you getting frustrated? What I always get from Spirit. Why are you frustrated? Because I want to be there. Why? What's it going to change? It's 4 extra minutes, Bill. What is it going to change? Oh my God, I know. So I had to change the narrative in my head, the energy out of my body, right? Right? Let it go. When I get frustrated with Bailey, same thing. Bill, He's 18. He'll be 18 in November. You know what? He's 199 years old. He's blind, all kinds of dementia and all kinds of physical stuff. Oh, and I just love him. Hello, Heidi. How's it going, dear? So that, again, is a huge thing. So when you're not frustrated when things are going on, you give yourself freaking props. Thanks, Spirit, for helping me with that. And when people around you get frustrated, you go, wait a freaking minute. You need to stop that energy because it's way too crazy for me. It's way too, you notice it faster, like that. And you go, no, I can't be around that person anymore or that person because they just bug me too much. Why? Because you're living in a higher state of energy. That's clean, that's cleansing, because you've done your work and you've let that stuff go. But that's why it is so important that you talk out loud to Spirit. When you're frustrated, right? And I'm telling you, eventually everyone's going to start hearing the voices. And when that happens, I'd rather be a whisper. Hi, Veronica. How's it going? In Spain. What are you going to do? Freak out? Do you hear whispers underneath your voice? Right? Thank you, Sherry. I think so too. Because it's going to happen to everybody. Everybody's going to be clairvoyant by 2030. The ones that are supposed to be, that are in a higher vibrational level. And when that happens, welcome to my world. Because you won't have to figure stuff out. They'll help you figure it out. Because Liz, you're trying too hard to hear them. Don't ask them to talk to you. They're not going to. Hello, Stacy Casey. Not going to. That's human energy that you're putting out there. They're not listening to you. Your need to want it is stopping them from talking to you. Because it's negative energy. I want like a 2-year-old who's stomping their feet on because they didn't get candy, or they didn't get ice cream, or they didn't get their nuggets. So stop doing that. That's like people who will say, Bill, I asked my mom and dad to flicker the lights. Really? Really? Do they do it? No, it makes me mad. They're not going to do that. When they flicker the lights, they flicker the lights to get your attention. They play with your phone to get your attention because they're there. You smell them to get your attention. To go, oh, mom's here. For me, it's cigarette smoke. She doesn't have to do that anymore because Lee and I are both on the same page. When my mother comes, she just shows up. My father shows up. My aunts and uncle show up. Everybody shows up. Everybody shows up. Sometimes one at a time, sometimes in a group. For no reason. And that's when I say, okay, so everybody's here. What's going on? Why do I need you to be here? No reason. Just passing through. Oh, okay. So that I will know that they're there. My mom used to make me smell cigarettes. My dad would have me smell tar because he had psoriasis and he had to wear this bubble suit, plastic thing to bed back in the day with tar on his psoriasis because they thought that would actually cure it. Well, that was a lie. He lost a lot of weight though. But my dad always smelled like tar. So whatever the smell is, Lee has a cologne that smells like my dad. I tell him, please don't wear that. It reminds me of my father. Yeah. So that's what they do at the beginning stages. Okay? When you're still in 3D. Hi, Shay. But as you elevate, as you go into fourth dimensional energy and you live there, because it's here already, right? It's here already. We're already living in it. If we choose to or not, it just depends on how deep our feet are dug into the 3D. So as you go into higher dimensional energy, Hi, Lisa. They're able to connect with you easier. They don't need to give you smell. They don't need to flicker the light, stuff like that. No. It's very easy for them just to either speak or poke you, spirits or poke you, or give you ringing in the ears, which is normally downloads from your spirit guides into your body. It's connecting to DNA that's inside of you to activate the DNA. They'll blow in your ear. They'll play with the back of your head. They'll do all kinds of crazy stuff. I've had guides, or I've had people during readings who have moved my glasses because I won't pay attention to them because they're over here. It's supposed to be over here on my left side, not my right side. So all of that, as you move higher dimensional energy, makes it easier for you to connect. And guess what? You'll need to do that less. Trust me, you will. You won't need that motherly, fatherly energy because you'll be, I think I'm good. God dang, I can't believe who I am. Can't believe where I'm at. This is amazing. I can't believe that it's only been a year. Can't believe it's only been a year and a half or whatever it's been. Look how different I am. What did I do to get here? I don't remember. Because I live in 5D most of the time. It's the way that I live. Because I'm here by myself with the dog, I'm with clients, on the phone, on FaceTime, on Facebook Messenger video, on Zoom calls, all kinds of things. So for me, I'm in a higher dimensional energy all day anyway. And I pretty much stay there most of the time. What suffers? Housework. Do we need to wash my floor? Yeah. How much motivation does that take in 3D? A lot. So those things we still have to do, but if you live in a higher dimensional energy, it's easier to get the motivation to do it. And it kind of feels good. Why? Because that's who you used to be. You used to be that person. I love doing laundry and stuff now. I like ironing when I feel like ironing for Lee. I have to iron every week for him, for his clothes, for work, and things like that. Once a week. But I like to iron. Why? I don't have to think. I iron a shirt in about 2.5 minutes, if that. Pants, slacks, jeans, all 2 minutes tops. Boom, 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 it's done. My mother taught me well. And I lived on my own since I was 24. So no one's gonna do that for me. And I want it to look nice. So, but that stuff is the stuff that you'll remember when you do that in the future. It's comfortable. It feels good. It's just like, But I don't like grocery shopping. I don't like doing all that kind of stuff. I don't like going out to restaurants. Oh, who needs that stuff? Can I get takeout? Yeah. Because I don't want to be around the muggles. The waitresses, I feel bad for them because they have to work so hard and don't get paid enough money. I'd rather just tip the person that brings me my bag and be done with it. So understanding, right, that as we go further and further into 2021, or 2022, I'm sorry, the abundance is going to be rampant. And you're going to look back, and I've said this before with Spirit, right? We've talked about this for years. It's okay to look back and see where you've come from. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of yourself. Because it is so amazing when you look back and go, oh my God. Oh my God. I look back and think, hey Janice, I look back and go, I left Clark's 8 years ago this July. It seems like 20 years ago. But it's been 8 years already. Like that. And I'm a totally different person. Even cooler. A person I never thought I would be. All from following what they tell me to do. What shows up, I'm going to say this again, what shows up on your social media feeds. FaceTime, Instagram, YouTube. If you're not using those for your benefit, I tell you, you're cutting yourself off from 3 major ways your guides can bring you information. Because maybe you're supposed to go a little bit more left than go right. And you don't know that because you're always used to going right. Then you go right a little bit more and you go, well, gosh, Spirit, that didn't work out. How come? And then one day you look at something and da-da-da-da, and all of a sudden, boom, there's the answer. Happens to me almost every day. When I'm talking to Spirit about something, and this, that, and the other thing, and I'm like, I don't understand about this, I don't understand about that, I don't understand about this, I don't understand about that, and then I'll go on YouTube or something, or Instagram. Instagram is great for that. YouTube also. Facebook, it's okay. And there's the answer. I had a person who talked to me about the war situation. And I told her what Spirit said. She's like, really? Uh-huh. Yeah. Exactly what Spirit had said, blah, 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 blah. That night, on YouTube, out of the blue, there's a woman I don't even know who, hey Brenda, who 2 months ago predicted from her guides that was going to happen. And exactly what Spirit said to this person. Confirmation. Was I doubting myself? No. I never doubt what Spirit tells me. Never. I'll look back at this and I don't doubt anything they tell me. Not at all. Because I've learned through hard times. You can't doubt. Can't doubt. You gotta believe. Hi, Karen. You have to have faith. You have to have this belief that you can have what you want. Did I go 4 years and go, maybe 2.5, let's say? Well, it's never going to happen. It's oh my gosh, blah, 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 negative. And then, Spirit, what's next? How do we get to Maui last year? Out the chute. Interesting, right? Now we find out in 2022 that our past life, our soul journey for this lifetime was able to end. Because that's the way we signed it before we were born. And now we get to make up a new soul journey. Spirit just said, but with content unknown. Content unknown until you ask. So Spirit, what am I going to do in the future? What should I put in my soul journey for the rest of my life? For the next 40 years, let's say. Some of you, next 50, 60 years. What am I going to do? What's it going to be like? How's it work? Wow. I'm excited about it. So what do you think? And leave it at that. And guess what happens? You have dream after dream after dream about the future. And you go, who's this person? Who is this person that's in this situation? I've never been in that situation. Well, no, because you're living still here. What about in 5 years? What about in 2 years? How about next year? You're living in a quantum 2-year span. Quantum leap years. 22, 23. Guys, I'm telling you, by 2024, we are going to be flying high and wondering, WTF? How did we get here? How did this happen? Oh my gosh, it wasn't hard at all. Because we never remember how hard it was. Don't. Human nature is not to think about that. Now, that doesn't mean negative ego won't grab that puppy once in a while and jab you with it. Depends upon if you have worked on yourself or not. Kelly, the answer is yes. Okay? Understanding that the time, I know. Spirit says the time to freaking do your work is now because the energy is so much lighter than it was a year ago, 2 years ago. Now's the time to work on yourself and let stuff go and do your Steve Noble guided meditations for third dimension. Let all that energy, all those emotions, all that trauma, all that bullshit go. That doesn't serve you anymore. He says, and being afraid of the future, you've got to lift both your feet off the ground. And this is kind of weird. When I was a child, we used to go to the elementary school to swing on the swings, right? You showed me this, maybe, I don't know. And when somebody didn't want to go so high, what would you do? You put your foot in the sand. That's what he's saying. Get your foot out of the sand. Get your foot out of the dirt. You don't need to be there anymore. And it's true. And don't do it, he says, if you want to slow down because you're freaking out. Just don't. Say, okay, Spirit, I'm kind of freaking. I need you to help me with that. Chimes. They are your guides. Call them a tour guide if you want. If you've never been to a destination before and you have a tour guide, i.e., let's say going to Hawaii, going to Maui, and doing something on the island that you've never done before, let's say you wouldn't go out on a boat whale watching, on your own boat whale watching, if you've never been whale watching before on another boat. No, because you wouldn't know where to go. Wouldn't have any idea how you need to be guided to understand where you need to take yourself. It's the same thing with our lives. They're the travel guide. They're the lifetime guide. They are the ones who lead us every single day without us knowing it. Good or bad. But the higher dimensional energy that you live in, the easier it is to, no big deal. Wow, this is great. And on the days when it's not so great, you have the ability to talk yourself down. Bill, let that stuff go. It doesn't matter. Bill, just let it go. You're going to be in Hawaii soon, Bill. It's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. Today's going to be a great day. It's sunny outside. It's 30 degrees. Not a cloud in the sky, Bill. It's going to be a beautiful day. And that changes right, just like that. Boom. Yeah. Okay. Now, was it always like that? No. But it was also heavier energy back then. So now we're in this new energy, this lighter, more positive energy. I mean, the war sucks. And that's, again, I will say, I know, I'm going to say this because Spirit wants me to. The war is happening in Ukraine to continue the upside down motion of 3D. And I think I said this last week, Putin will be the first dictator to fall. And that will be probably in the next couple months. Unfortunately, hey Marcia, unfortunately, war is third dimensional. There's no war in 4 and 5D and higher. None. At all. Because people are peaceful and living within their hearts. So this had to happen. It's the last-ditch effort of a dictator who knows his time is numbered. And unfortunately, we can't do anything about it. But we all feel it. Why? Because we're living in fourth dimensional energy. Prime indication right there. Prime indication right there. Michelle, the answer is yes. All of them will. Every dictator on the planet will start to fall this year. And in the next 2 years, most of them will be gone. China will be the last. Okay? And understanding this too is that the United States, again, I've said this before, I know Spirit, I get it. The United States is the largest democracy in the world. It's the largest economy in the world. Got more money than anybody else. It's the largest military in the world, which matters in 3D, will not matter in the future. But Americans and around the world, and the West, they do not want war. Nobody wants war. No one wants war. Why? Because we're living in 4D. I know. As soon as we left Afghanistan, Spirit says the light switch went off on war. All right? So there's a major shift on the planet that one by one, people are going to be replaced with heartfelt democracies. Or just by the people. And as we go forward into 24 and 25, it's going to be amazing. And we're going to look back and go, wow, how'd that happen? Especially guys that are 62 years old, right? I surely remember Vietnam. Truly. Dinner table. The death count every night at the dinner table. Those days. Hey, Kimberly. So understand that's a prime indication right there of this flip, of the raising of the vibration of the planet. And how do we work within that? We take care of ourselves. Stop watching the news. Makes us feel bad. Do some meditation. Sit and talk to Spirit. Not God. He's busy right now. Talk to Spirit. And just let your heart go. Gotta cry, cry. Don't keep it in. It's healing. Because there's something inside of you that feels compassionate for people that you don't know. Is that being human? So like all these beings from other galaxies come to Earth. I know. Spirit says they're pre-signed up to come to the planet. Because everybody wants to come here. Why? Because there's these beings on this planet that have that have this thing called a heart, and they feel. Most other beings have a pump that pumps fluid through their body. It's not blood. It's fluid to keep them moving, to keep them lubricated. Yeah. So as we go forward, as things start to get amazingly good in spring and summer. I mean, I saw the first gray dove today. Who was cooing? Now, it's March 3rd. Spring's coming. I saw flocks of geese flying from south to north yesterday. March 2nd. Instead of going the other way. Early spring, like Spirit said. Does it mean it's not going to snow in April? No, you can't stop that. But it's not going to be around for very long. So spring and summer are going to be fabulously wonderful. It's going to be a time of abundance. It's going to be a time of letting your energy go. It's going to be a time of not having to worry about a mask anymore. You're not going to have to worry about anything like that in the fall. If there's a little tinge of it here and there, no one's going to freak out about it. But that is because we're moving deeper and deeper into 4D. I know. Spirit says by 2025, another shift will happen into 5D. 2025, 2026. Hi, Josephine. Now, that's not that far away, guys. Think about this. 2020 was already 2 years ago. That went fast. You don't think about, man, oh man, it's 2022 already. So as we go through our daily lives, as we go through and we allow ourselves to ascend, as we go through our lives and let stuff go, and we work on ourselves and we understand the struggle of letting that third dimensional 12,000-year-old energy go. Because you're not that person anymore. That's what's wonderful. And as you go forward and as you get what you want and as you take care of yourself, as you start to eat different food, as you start to get lighter weight, as you start to do everything, you're going to be like, I can't believe that I'm this person. And when that happens, that's when you get to go, my gosh, I'm pretty good. Because the others around you may not be that way. And that's where it gets kind of lonely. But it might be your child that passes you. It might be your husband, your wife, your brother, your sister, mom or dad. They may pass you. That's okay, because everyone's at a different level of ascension. But when we get catapulted into new energy, and we now understand that our soul journey that we had until last week is done, unless we weren't sure about it in spirit before we came back. Say, you know what? I'll wait for round 2. I don't know when round 2. How I didn't even know when round 1 was. So it's all about working it, making sure that you are the best person you can be, understanding every day is a day that you woke up, every day that you get to do something, every day you get to put money in your bank, every day you get to buy something that you wanted without having to worry about it. Your trip to wherever, to sunshine, to the beach because you need to decompress. Buying another house that you need, that you want because it's away from what you're living in now. Moving to a different place because you're done living here. That's happening a lot. It's important. It's important to understand the sign, Spirit says. Understand the urges, he says. To understand the urges of, so Spirit, what's that in my gut right there? I mean, I'm thinking about, I had a dream I said about blah, 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 California or Hawaii or Tahiti or, right, Bahamas or wherever, Bermuda, France, England. That's what it's about. Recognizing the dreams will soon be your reality. And you don't get to choose. That's the thing. They're trying to give you a pre-warning, not really a warning, but a because maybe you're supposed to be there in the future for the rest of your life. Maybe not. Right? So that hour went fast. Any questions, let me know. 248-310-7689. I will go through the feed before I delete it to put it on Facebook or to put it on YouTube and answer your guys' questions, things like that. I'm doing Saturday readings this week. I'm available from 11 until 3 on Saturday. I'm not doing a fair this weekend. There's a 2-day fair in Monroe. I can't do the Monroe. I can't do it. It's too far away. I have to drive back and forth, too much time, and it's exhausting. So I'm available this week. I think I'm around next week too. So readings every day. There's a few here and there. billhobart.com. Check out the YouTube channel. Look at some past videos. Maybe they resonate with you. It's amazing when you go back and listen to stuff. You go, "Oh my God, that happened to me." It's this freaking Coach for the Soul was like 2 years ago or 19 months ago or whatever it was. I remember watching that when kind of gives you a little balance on how much you've grown. We've all grown, everybody. If you haven't grown, you ain't watching Coaching for the Soul. And you wouldn't watch Coaching for the Soul if you haven't grown. Right? That's the way it is. You'd went, "This guy's crazy as hell. This isn't happening for me," and you'd leave. So, namaste, everybody. Karen, I will not be in Monroe. No, it's too far away from home. My next one is in Centerline, the third week of March, I think it is. Check my website under events. Tough. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you next week for Coaching for the Soul, Thursdays at 3. And need anything, let me know. I'm always around. I'll see you.